Hey, what's going on? I'm at fake Starbucks. It's called Starstrucks, and I thought that was the funniest thing ever. They have their own star. They're not trying to put a mermaid out here. Just, grimy Starstrucks. They're like, what do you want? There's a laundromat next door. You have no choice. I don't know if you guys can hear me. Let me know. I'm just trying to do this outside stream. So look, I'm at a laundromat, and right next to Starstrucks. I wonder how many Starbucks stars equal the Starstruck star. What if I could, like, maybe I can go to the Bureau de Exchange and cash in some of this stuff. Let's see, buy one espresso based coffee between 6 a.m. and 10 a.m. and get a free croissant. Thanks, Starstrucks. That's pretty good marketing. City Roller. City Roller, what's up? Hey, City Roller, did you know that there's a place? Someone's like, yo, meet me at Starbucks. And you're like, did you say Starbucks? Yeah, I got to work at Starstrucks. Okay, you got a job working at Starstrucks? So yeah, I mean, it's like fishing. It's like the fishing attempt of a coffee. You went to get a coffee, you got fished. That's what Starstrucks is all about. Anyway, I really appreciated that. The hacker and me really enjoyed it. I'm not sure how legal it is to have a coffee shop called Starstrucks, but I guess you can say that there is a word called Starstruck, and that's a thing. So yeah, but it's the Crypto Harlem live stream. I'm just being silly. It's your boy Matt. As you know, we are anti-surveillance. We are Afro-futurist. We are looking out for everybody out here, on these digital streets. I'm wandering through New York City, Manhattan, real streets. Um, yeah, I'm not on a skateboard. I'm pulling a piece of luggage. So you probably think, yo, this is Matt's on tracks. That'd be cool though. I should do a skateboarding stream when I can show off my horrible skateboarding skills. It's been a while. We also could call it like Crypto Harlem from Urgent Care. It's like, yo, this is Matt out here trying to get into urgent care. They told me I needed an injury, so I'm getting on the skateboard. But yeah, it's strangely grassy. It's Ninth Avenue. That's what it is. Makes you think I'm in Brooklyn. It's like, oh, okay, wow, you're really on the bougie streets of Brooklyn right now. Nope, I'm in Hell's Kitchen-ish area. Just the grimiest of the grimy. You know, like just not where they pushed everything out. It's like just like Ninth and 10th Avenue post tourist zone, kind of, whatever's out here. Let me drop this hoodie. Getting way too hot. But yo, what's up, chat? Wow. Hey from Berlin. Hey City Roller. Greetings from, we got mad love for the Berliners out there. You know what I'm saying? How you doing? What's good? What's up? B Gates. I know who you is. We live. And Bagel Butt's in the house. Bagel Butt is back. Hey Bagel Butt, thanks for coming back. It's like Bagel Butt. Just two of people's favorite things put together. Bagels and the word butt. Um, I'm just trying to figure out, like, I thought it'd be cool to stop and talk about a few things, but yeah, let me stop here. Let me stop trying to jaywalk. This is a meat market where you can swipe to the left, swipe to the right, and meet a meat dish. Ducks, geese, quails, rabbits, turkeys. That place is not vegan. Oh man, it's so sad. Okay, so, what am I talking about today? Um, I don't know. I'm trying to think. Like, what would be? It's good to see me live. Thanks. It's good to be live. Good to be back. I don't have my mic, so I have to scream at this box. So that's always kind of awkward. I like to not do that. Um, but I thought, it's been a while since I did an outside stream, so why not? And let's see, man, there's so much going on. Let's see, it's September. Talk about that. Um, October is coming. That's always fun in the cybersecurity professional world. That's Cybersecurity Awareness Month. And if you work somewhere, that's where people always try to talk about, don't click on links and don't get phished and all that good stuff. Don't click on Starstrucks when you mean Starbucks, things like that. Look at that, Billy. Yo, what's up? 212 NATO. So I'm gonna say that's like tornado. What's up, Philly? What's up, Bagel Butt? Love you guys too. What's up, City Roller from Berlin? You know. Um, but yeah, let me move. Can't just stand on the street corner forever. That's how you get forgotten in this mean city, man. Um, I'm trying to stretch out. People like to see New York, so I'm trying to like. This is where it's good to have a mic, so I don't have to scream very far into my screen. But all good. Figure it out. Well, anyway, I was talking about the cybersecurity awareness thing. It's quite interesting. The recent, like most current U.S. presidential administration signed into like official order. Cybersecurity Awareness Month is really a thing. I think it's a great time. There's also this push recently to try to find jobs, like get U.S. Citizens and I guess green card holders jobs in government jobs. So they're trying to push for this like cyber push, which is also really interesting. I forgot what it's called again. It's like it sounds very high tech. It's like the Cyber Jobs Initiative kind of thing. So and it's also the time of year where people look at their budgets and they start hiring. So it's a good time if you're on the job market, especially if you don't mind working government job, dropping 1 to 0 bombs on people. Um, yeah, they're really it's really out here. It's really more cyber jobs than cyber people. So and most of them are not entry level, but that's something that I guess this initiative is trying to fix. So we'll see. I think that's pretty cool. That's something I want to talk about. What else? Um, I don't know. I'm going through like this is like this little like grimy corridor. Oh man. See, like uh, if you want to pay a lot of money and stay in a little suitcase, like you literally crawl into like a little box, I recommend this hotel pod. I don't know if you guys can see this, but there's a it says hotel pods pads, furnished apartments, and the pod hotel is like trying to capitalize on this like cool thing that like in Japan, if you want to take a nap, you can like rent a little cubby and like slide yourself in like in a morgue drawer that pulls out, and that's what the hotel pod is. But they're pretty expensive, those pods, and they're really tiny. I wonder what the pads are like. I gotta look that up. Hotel pods pads, furnished apartments from the people who brought you sleeping in a morgue drawer. It's gotta be real. Um, can you speak about charging cables that can stealthily steal your information? If you think you're a victim of this, how can you find out for sure? Yeah, I will talk about this. Okay, so there was this idea that people needed to charge their devices, and because of like electrical standards changing, USB plugs were everywhere, and there were USB plugs like like in the back of your airplane seat and like in your on the wall in a bus station or whatever. USB plugs were ubiquitous, and the USB has a couple of different lines on it. You know, like if you're looking at the electrical diagram of like the standards of the USB port, there's electrical line, there's a data line. You know, obviously there's like a hot, there's a ground, electrical, but there's a data line. And so when someone's charging a device, they could accidentally allow their phone to be exposed to data, and that could pull things from your phone or whatever. Right now, it's a little bit slightly overhyped, uh, as it's tricky and trickier as operating systems like, you know, developed different things to protect themselves from USBs. But you know, if you have a USB going into a phone and it's acting like a keyboard or some other kind of human interface device, it's not designed to ask for like root passwords or admin level access. It's designed to just work. So, you know, it's not like it's overhyped out of nowhere. And so Stephen Ripley from Exhibitor, Senrio, and other fans developed, just playing with some hardware, something that he called the USB condom, which later became something called stop sync, like stop the syncing of your data, right? And it was cool. Like, you know, obviously USB condom is not marketable. Like, that's just wild. That's just some tech bro nerd. Don't talk like that. That's not cool. Just a history of like really bad ideas by tech bro nerd mindset, which heavily infects the cybersecurity world to this day. And so there was a stop sync, and that was to protect you from plugging your own cable into a port and getting hacked, right? And then operating systems decided to protect that port a little bit because in theory you could get hacked, right? Now, then I had this hashtag on Twitter. It was called like One Cable's Attack. And it was like all the little things that you can, like all the little cables on the market that could do different things. For example, my favorite one was a cable that someone asked, oh, hey, can I borrow a charging cable, whatever? And the cable had a SIM card slot in the head of the cable, and it would ping like command and control, like whoever owned the cable, the location of the cable. So, you know, you basically were giving someone a tracking device that looked like a cable, and it would just ping constantly, like, hey, maybe like every 10 minutes or so 6 times an hour or whatever, it would ping its location, basically call home, literally, right? And there were cables that like could destroy people's, like by hot wiring, like the soldering the hot electrical wires together, create resistance and then heat and then like cook someone's computer. All kinds of wild things, right? Yo, greetings to you, Super Earthling, Jason Pencer. Just going through this long story about bad cables, right? So yeah, One Cable's Attack. I really enjoyed that hashtag. If you, Gemini Matt, on, if anyone still has an X account, Twitter account, you could look for that. But then, you know, no worries. The Hack 5 folks, they sponsored and got down with the maker of the OMG cable. And the OMG cable is a genius cable because it basically puts a lot of hacking power in a cable form factor and allows you to really do some really cool things to machines from what appears to be a regular cable, okay? However, I will say, while these things are possible, like it's just not a common thing. It's just not something that people really be doing out here, you know? The OMG cable, which is dope. If you want to learn more about it, you can go to HAK5, the number, .com, and you can see that. And, you know, if you go to any hacker conference, look for someone with a very metal, super cool OMG cable t-shirt on. It's probably the homie who developed it. But because of the price of the cables, because of the skill set needed, because of, you know, just where devices are, I would say it's not a very common attack. However, if you wanted to know whether this had happened to you or whatever, couple things. Depending on if you're talking about your phone or your computer, computers log the USB serial number and can be made to do more of any USB that's got like plugged into them, right? So like you can, I mean, it depends on your setup, but you can check and see in your logs if there were USBs plugged into your device. And I wasn't wandering the streets, I'd give some pointers there. Because the first thing is just detection. Has someone plugged anything into my thing? Because you don't want that. So that's the first thing. And the second thing is just like the classic indicators of compromise checklist, right? Like check to see, because it's the behavior of the cable. It would need to exfiltrate data. It's like the number one thing people would do with it. So you keep an eye on your network usage. Has your data transfer gone up? So you got to know some. It's just like really key thing is like when people always ask me like, how can I tell if something's wrong? Well, you got to know what normal looks like. So if you don't really know what normal looks like, it'll be hard for you to detect anomalies or behavior changes that are abnormal, which are usually like, the sign of your device being compromised. Let me go down this different street. There's like too many people here. I was trying to get, actually, let me keep going. I'm trying to get to 48th and Broadway to see this Rob Sheridan eyeball that's on a billboard above Krispy Kreme. Rob is a visual artist. He does really cool like projection and visual art effects, and does a lot of things for musicians and artists, including Trent Reznor from Nine Inch Nails. Rob did a bunch of concerts for them. I thought it'd be cool to just try to drag the stream over to his corner, where his art, I think his art will be up until September 8th or something like that. So we'll see. But oh man, it's just wading through a pool of tourists. All right, so OMG cable, peep it, but know what normal is. So if you don't know what your health is like normally, if you don't know what your standing heart rate is, if you don't know, your beats per minute of your heart, if you don't know what your normal level of calories or cortisol or whatever is, you don't know your weight, it's hard for you to tell when things are changing. Same thing for your machine. And so just spend like just a few minutes doing some basics. Know how many apps are installed on your device, whether it's a computer, a laptop, or a mobile phone. Know how much data you normally push out on a weekday, on a weekend, on a work day, on a day off. And, these are the heuristics. These are the, basic measurements that we look for when we could tell where something's wrong. So you don't end up just being like, hey, but if you have a cable laying around, I would say just replace it. Cable is really cheap. So if you think like there's a cable that might be around that's not good, just throw it out. When in doubt. I'll even tell people that about their phones. I'm like, they're like, yo, I think my phone's hacked, Matt. Can you check it out for me? And I'm like, when in doubt, throw it out. They're like, no, 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 no. That's a $2,000 phone. And I'm like, yeah, well, the amount of time it takes for me to give you a like authoritative yes or no on this device likely being compromised, it costs more in my time, in any person's professional's time, than just going to the store and getting a new device. And in the day and age of insurance and break fix places and all this other stuff, it's cheaper than ever to swap out a possibly compromised device. So honestly, I say chuck it. Hope that helps. This is okay. Oh, so okay. Well, Bagel Butts, like actually I found a cable in the trash, and that cable was a cable that's used for, data exfiltration or tracking or, infections or anything like that. Well, what you can do is, first thing I would do if I found an OMG cable laying around in the trash or like outside my apartment or in some place where I share with other people or whatever, is USB devices. Check if your machine is locking devices, because that's the first thing. This is probably used on your PC. So you just like check if your machine can log devices and if there's anything in there, because it'll log something that looks like a MAC address, is like the serial for the USB device. And the OMG has a signature, and it would just see if it matches the beginning of that. And then you'll know it's an OMG cable that was plugged in. A couple other things I would do. And again, because of this, if you're like very concerned about your machine, and if you're watching the stream, you probably are, because you're that kind of person, you know what I'm saying? AKA, we're not paranoid, we're smart. I would probably get a port blocker because it slows people down. Like someone's like, okay, I'm gonna stick this cable into your device, into your machine. You know, having a port blocker slows people down. Having your machine, even the basic level of tamper proofing will slow people down. Like close the lid if it's a laptop, and just throw a cable on top with some coins on top of the spiralized cable. You just take a picture. That's like a weird, unique pattern that's hard to replicate. So just that laying around, most people are like, no, I'm not going to mess with that, right? Because they have to have access to your physical device for them to use the cable. Because it's not that as fast as it is, you know, you can like prep it, you know, get your scripts ready. So, ooh, Broadway, Moulin Rouge, Truth, Beauty, Freedom, Love. Look at that. I don't know how good the quality of. Like, I try not to get people's faces when I'm doing the outside streams, but it's really in a city of 9 million people. It's not. It's hard. It's beyond tricky. Oh, there's a whole family doing like photos outside the show. Very cute. Someone's living their best. It's their Instagram and Instagram star right here. Instagram photo shoot. So, oh man, it was adorable. Um, but yeah, hope that answers your question. Like, I really love when people type in actual questions. So, you know, keep it coming. Well, I wouldn't chuck. Okay, I wouldn't chuck your computer. You know, that's when in doubt, throw it out. Doesn't go for your entire computer. But what you can do is, if you're running a Linux operating system, you can run a command to just see like any files that were changed in the last. I don't know how long ago you think that cable might have been laying in there. So you could say like files that have been changed in the last hour, files that have been changed in the last day, and you'll see any file that's been touched. You know, so it's like it's you can use a find command, and then you can use like msec. Let me see if I could. I don't know what happens when I go. I'm gonna try to like let me see. It's a Mac. Okay, yeah. So I don't know what happens if I shut down the entire stream when I switch to another tab, but I'm not even gonna try to do it yet. So you share a living room, and they use random cables on your devices. So your device, you're just out here using random cable on your device. That's the kind of person you are. You know what? There's nothing wrong with that. You live in that wild cable life, you know, and you know, just like leaving stuff around without thinking about it. That's just regular. There's nothing wrong with that. You're a regular, normal human being doing normal human being stuff, you know. And it's like, oh, I need a power cable. There's one on the table. I need a USB. There's one on the table. But if you're listening to this live stream, you're not that normal. You're not that regular. So sounds like you're in a hacker house. You find an OMG cable just randomly laying around. You know. Um. Oh, okay. Okay. Word. Well, yeah. So I would say, yeah, I would say, don't throw your whole machine out. On a Mac, there's actually quite a lot of things that you can do, as far as like trying to tell um, what devices were last plugged in. Um, and let's see, what else? I mean, I can't imagine the things that would probably be on your machine, like, you know, because like let's say I caught your machine open some and logged in, because you know I would, or you have the world's most basic password, like couch life is your password. Love this apartment, cool roommates, 2024, whatever, you know. Um, and let's say you're just, you know, out here with a password called password. Well, I guess it could be then with root access to your Mac. You know, people could be doing whatever, you know. But I would definitely check your terminal, check your logs, you know, see what's in history. You know, like if you're, I don't know, are you a command line hero? Are you like the key? Are you a master of? Are you a master command line foo? I want to give you an answer that's the right size for your level of nerdiness. Rootsman Chin says it's not a good idea to just stick cables in your device you care about. You know, it's like, yeah, you wouldn't just stick anything in your mouth. Rootsman Chin says. Little parental advice there. Don't just go wandering around sticking things in your mouth. Thanks, Rootsman. And it might be a good time to rinse your mouth out with some Listerine and just wipe and refresh. And there is a lot to be said for, I don't know how regularly you back up your data or how much you rely on, if it's a Mac, like your iCloud storage, and, if you use other kinds of storage as well, like um, maybe use Time Machine. But if you use Time Machine and iCloud and you actually don't have that much stuff, then yeah, just give it up, like make it end. Okay, so wipe and refresh. So thanks, Roots Man. Jason Penter says, do you teach about data storage? If so, how do you deal with the idea that most of our storage is in the cloud and the world is not truly aware of the danger? Yeah, I mean, look, the cloud is just someone else's computer. It's important that people understand that. It's just like the magical cloud. It's just a machine somewhere dreaming about data and dreaming it's another machine plugged in somewhere in the world to a power socket and a network cable that probably is covered in dust plugged into that. And yeah, that's the cloud. Now, obviously, you're going to have times when you need to collaborate with people and get them access to files and things like that. And if you don't use cloud storage and I need a file that you have, I got to call you up and be like, yo, Jason Penter, I need this document you have. And then you got to answer and be like, yo, Matt, what's up? Yo, thanks for hitting me up on Signal. Let me send you this file. And that gets old really quick. So I usually try not to be able to like completely stop doing what they're doing. I try to make them do it a little bit safer. Like if you're using cloud storage, I make sure that they're encrypting their cloud stuff. That's the key. So it begins like if you're an iCloud user, most people don't realize that their phone is encrypted, but their iCloud's not encrypted. And so I introduce them to the advanced, where am I now? Ooh, I'm one street over. Advanced protection iCloud, encrypted iCloud setting. And yeah, if you have iCloud or you use the Apple devices, just turn that on. It's going to say some scary stuff like if you forget your password, it's going to ruin your life. And if you go to the Apple store, people are going to have a hard time. But that's not likely. What's more likely is that you're going to use this. It's going to help you. So yeah, turn on that advanced protection. Just know your passwords. Don't get too wild. Write down any codes or pins. But no, you can then have an encrypted setup for your iCloud, your iCloud storage. Now, if you use Google Drive, well, I always want my stuff to be what we call zero knowledge, which means people who work there don't know how much of my space I'm using. They don't even know what kind of storage is in there. They can never access it. And I would recommend for a regular person who doesn't want to, not super technical, regular person who just wants to store their stuff, to look into CryptoMator. CryptoMator is a project that it's like made by a German IT company, and it's their free software. And they have a cloud version and they have a Teams version for people who collaborate. And it allows you to just kind of like turn your drive into a giant like encrypted blobs that people can't open without a password. Now, it's kind of a pain when you're trying to download. Instead of a 500 kilobyte Word document, you got to get like a 10 megabyte encrypted blob. But it really gives you extra protection. So again, I teach folks things like that. And for people who don't mind paying, I teach them about commercial services that are zero knowledge and end-to-end encrypted, like Tresorit, Tresorit, Tresorit.com. They make Send .trustword.com, which is my favorite way to send quickly zero knowledge encrypted files for free, as long as it's under 5 GB. And they promise, pinky swear, that they'll delete the files later. So there's that. Ooh, more Broadway shows coming to you here. This is the musical Chicago. Boom, Chicago. Or as they say in Chicago, Chicago. And like, check it out, boom. Crypto Chicago coming at you live. Oh, everything's mirrored, so I'm a little confused. I want to go this way. No, I want to go that way. Yeah. Boom. Okay, so I hope that's useful. So, yeah, I mean, and I also teach people the benefits of storing stuff on hard drives. You know, like I love iStorage, and I love Apricorn, APRICORN hard drives. Those are two different companies. One is outside of San Diego. The other one is in the UK, and they make, you know, like hardware that you put a pin in and it decrypts the hardware. And you can still encrypt the stuff on top of that. Okay, I'm on Broadway. So Rob's eyeball should be right here. I'm looking for this Krispy Kreme. Let's see, let's go. Where is this thing? Oh, here we go. There it is. All right, so, okay. Bagel Butt says I'm a beginner. I got you, Bagel Butt. Don't you stress, beginner friend. We all are beginners. This adventure never ends, you know? When you fight the boss, you know what I'm saying? It's New Game Plus all day in Hackerland. Okay, so don't you sweat it. We're always learning. We're all on this adventure together. So I'll make sure that I explain this stuff in a more chill way to keep you safe from this OMG cable, you know? Okay. But I am now, so behind me is Krispy Kreme, see those donuts floating? And that is a billboard, Krispy Kreme billboard. That must be where the eyeball is, but it's really hard to see from this angle. So I'm gonna have to cross the street. But I'll do that carefully. Let's see what else is out here in the chat. But we are in Times Square, you know, giant billboards. It's very cyberpunk out here. So many donuts. Okay. Encryption is the key, says Rootsman Chin. That is so true. Encrypt, encrypt, encrypt. Encryption is the key, you know? Encryption is the key. Encryption sets you free. Encrypt for you and me. Encrypt is how it's gotta be. Rootsman. You know? Okay. Yo, thanks for the links, Rootsman. Seriously. Like, I gotta have you on one day. We're just gonna bring you up on stage and we're just gonna like do a whole Q&A, you know what I'm saying? Talk about your tech journey, you know, because you're really out here saving the live stream all day, you know? Okay. Let me try to make this. Okay. I'm officially safe on the sidewalk. All right. See, there's the projector. I can talk to y'all, and I'll look at the projector, and I'll wait for the eyeball. And then when I see the Rob Sheridan eyeball, I'll try to show it to you. It's weird. It's a wrapped billboard, so you only can see the corner of it. To see the full thing, you'd have to be in this pedestrian park. New York City is hearing every accent in every language all day. That's what it's about. Okay. Woo. Oh, it's like an ad for my favorite battery, the Jackery. Oh man. Okay. All right. Hopefully this music isn't too loud. I feel like this is definitely gonna get me a takedown notice because this is a real song. But what can I do? I'm out here on the street, you know. Uh, hot donuts, fresh now. Okay, let's see what else is going on. Hey, what's up? What's up? What's good in the chat, y'all? Sorry about all this New York propaganda. Let's see. Okay, I've been watching this billboard. It's just been Krispy Kreme donuts all day. Um, how do you deal with the idea that Mozart? Oh yeah. Hey, Hacks Night 5. Thanks for following. You should follow. It's free. It's exciting. Oh, here's dry eye problem. Oh, here we go. This is it. Scratchy eye? No, no, this can't be it. His art is like a person walking inside an eyeball. Maybe it's this eyeball thing. Maybe it comes after this ad. Let me see. Clear channel. How ironic. Like, if his thing has nothing to do with that dry eye ad, that's got to be the weirdest thing ever. How could two eyeballs end up on the same donut billboard? You know? Okay, let's see. Hey, Dancer with Burritos. Thanks for rocking with us. I know you got to roll like a bagel. You got to roll like a burrito show. Peace. Oh, the rubber ducky. Bagel Butt wants to talk about that. No problem. I went to Times Square to look for an eyeball. I really did. A specific eyeball. But I'm gonna give up on it. I'm gonna give up on it after this donut this next round of donut ads. So yeah, the rubber ducky is I was talking about how USBs, if you buy a keyboard and you plug it in, you don't want to have to install software. You don't want to have to put a password in. You plug the keyboard in, you just want to start tapping on it. And the rubber ducky is a chip that looks like a USB data USB, but actually is a keyboard. You plug it in like anyone would with like one of those little USB pops, like, oh, some data, what's on here. And the keyboard is activated and starts running a script, and you write it in like this like very simple to understand language, like rubber ducky language. um, and you can say like pause for 5 seconds, do this command, do this other command, do this other command, wait for 3 seconds. And I've used it for like a lot of actual useful things. Like for example, I used to wipe a Chromebook a lot, and I needed to like reset it up constantly. And I just programmed a thing in a rubber ducky every time I wipe with Power Wash. That's the ability to wipe a Chromebook so it's forensically like clean in like 1 second. I'd power wash a Chromebook, especially after travel or after landing in another place from a plane ride. And I would just put my rubber ducky in there, and it would activate the Chromebook, get it all set up, log in and everything for me, you know, and then access an image, and then like basically set the Chromebook up the way I wanted it to be. So, you know, the cool thing about the rubber ducky is it's not that expensive, so you could throw a couple of them around. Get some more eyeballs. Let's say. I don't know. Just an eyeball. Same thing with this guy. Look at, these are regular eyeballs. You know, this lady's eyeball. Regular eyeball. So, you know. Um, hey, thanks, Roots Man Chin. Mind Flight. All right, so let's see. It's not the M&M side. So I think Mind Flight might be over. You know. I must be missing the time for the Mindfly ride. I mean, this is some very expensive billboard time, and it's a very busy day. Let me give you some 360 real quick. Okay, thanks, Roots man. All right, let me keep it moving. Um, what are we gonna do right now, y'all? Well, I talked about the rubber duckies. I talked about the keyboards. You have any questions about that bagel butt? And Hawk Knight 5, thanks for the follow. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate you, fam. Um, yeah, it says till September 8th, and I didn't want to have to come out here again, you know? I really, that would, you know, like Crypto Harlem really be in Harlem. So here we go. Donuts. Hot, Krispy Kreme, original glazed donuts. The hot light is always on. Donuts. All right. I mean, there's a QR code on this thing, which I'm not going to scan. You know, I already learned from D Elixir, you know, from Cyber Elixir not to scan QR codes. So I'm being extra careful, right? You know, me out here, like you're people they're sticking anything in their mouth. Don't wander around putting anything in your mouth. Don't wander around scanning every QR code you see. That's what I learned. Okay. Well, we're gonna keep it moving. I'll try to find it another day. I just really, I will, September 8th. I'll find my way out here before then. I know I will. Okay. Okay. Hold on. I got you. All right. I'm gonna be right back. If the whole thing closes, peace. But I'll be right back. Woo. Okay. Seems like that worked. Okay. Bagel Butt says I'll have to figure out how to look into my terminal for what. You could also use a program if you're not like a terminal person. There's a program on your Mac that's called console. And if you run console, you can get some logs on devices. You might see like a list of devices on the side, and you can click on them. I'm just picturing it in my brain though, so don't be mad if I'm wrong. Um, and you could use console, which is like a graphical interface for some of the system logs that you have available to you. And if this happened relatively recently, you should be able to find something in there. So I hope that helps. Okay. Um, okay. Well, that's all. I think that's all I got for you right now. Um, oh wait, look at that. It's the eyeball, scratchy eyeball. It's not the eyeball I want to see though. Right there. All right. So, and I don't know, the resolution might not be as dope as I think it is for y'all out there. But yeah, I think I'm gonna call it a wrap. Be sure to rep if you want to say thank you to the Crypto Harlem crew. Just go to cryptoharlem.com and pick up some swag. The support button and the merch button take you to the same place. I got some new designs up, and I'll be putting up some new shirts and a new hat and some other stuff like that. So check that out. Of course, in case you didn't realize or I didn't say it last time, I launched this clothing brand called notanon.xyz. And that's where I got this shirt. Boom. This is a Not Anon limited edition Fashion to Virus shirt. So um, that's just because I'm not busy enough. I thought, you know what? Let me try to make some dope swag for the hackers to wear, so we don't have to all look the same, but we could, break out of our monolithic ways of thinking and looking. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, keep that. Props to everyone who commented and chatted, and of course to the Hawk Knight for the follow. Appreciate you, Bagel Bud, Rootsman Chin, Dancer Burritos. Obviously G Elixir, J Think Pencer, Rootsman, the VIP for real. Yeah, I just want to say later. I'm gonna cross the street. Wow, this car is just, you know, he's like, yeah, I'm just gonna run you over. I would have it in the live stream. I'd be like, I have the evidence here in this live stream. Okay. So, um, and yeah, so peace from New York, and I'll leave you with some random M&Ms.